I'm a 31-year-old single mom, entrepreneur, and business owner.
I don't want to learn any more life lessons.
For the longest time, I was against Botox, and then I got it. I am a huge advocate for mental health. Always dealt with depression since I was younger. I just had a therapy appointment. So I'm an Aquarius, trying to have main character energy, and I don't want to look back on my life and have regret. Let's talk about being a perfectionist and dealing with imposter syndrome as an entrepreneur and content creator.
So how's your dating life going? It isn't. You haven't been on any dates? No.
I got bullied on the internet for not being into a date after talking to this guy for 2 weeks and not having met him first. Your girl's going on her first date. Okay, I just got home from my date with Finance Man. Get ready with me to go on a date. Get ready with me for a first date with a guy I met on Hinge. I'm going on a second date with Rooftop Boy. I have 30 minutes to get ready for my date. Get ready with me to go on a very first date. Okay, it's gonna be a no for me. We spent 2 hours together and I was like ready to go towards the end.
Stay single until someone actually complements your life in a way that makes it better not to be single. If not, it's not worth it.
I started doing this thing with my son, I would say a year ago, where once a month he gets to take his mom out on a date. He is 13 and it's really good practice for him and how he can take out future women on
So basically she's preparing him to become a simp. Yeah.
on dates. I just have to shout out this man right here and the many comments that I've been getting from men when I talk about the struggles of being a single mom. Early December, I was stalked and harassed by a man who I think found me from social media.
This, in my opinion, is the worst kind of simps, the crazy ones. But ma'am, how can you expect this to not happen when you put everything you do online, and you post your son also?
And flew out here from the other side of the country and found my house and tried to come inside my house multiple times, and I'm here to talk about it.
You let him hit it raw, you didn't have second thoughts. Now you're a single mom, now you're a single mom.
Why is it always the ones that we can't have that we want the most? Like, why does it always work out like that?
If you're a woman who's accused a man of doing something to you, and then all of a sudden you got caught and you were lying about everything, you should serve all the time that he was going to have to serve.
True.
You do realize, right, that when she's sitting here begging you for your attention, okay, there's a million guys begging for her attention.
So the moral of the story is stop being simps. No matter how special you think she is, there is already a guy that is tired of her shit.
You better look the part. If you're going to ask men to pay your bills, if you're going to ask men to pay for you, if you're going to be a gold digger, if you're going to be all of this stuff, you better look the part, honey. Take care of yourself and don't let yourself go.
I know there's a saying that it's a numbers game, but there's also a saying that says stay in your lane. And I just feel like some of the creatures that come up to me with the confidence they have, I mean...
The reason why men hate this women staying single thing now is because they have lost their trump card.
That's not true, ma'am. Trump has just been elected, ma'am.
Why are you trying to bash me for learning from my mistakes and trying not to repeat them? Nothing is more frustrating than when men start trying to devalue you because you're a single mom and now you have higher standards.
Ma'am, all we're saying is that it's delusional to have higher standards now that your sexual marketplace value has dropped because you're a single mother. It's delusional. That's all we're saying, ma'am.
It's like they want you to keep making the same mistakes. Like, it's like, okay, you think I want to do the same shit again?
No, ma'am, but you said you made a mistake. Now you have to pay for it. Why do single mothers believe that even if they made a mistake when choosing their baby daddy, now some other guy has to come in and pay for that mistake, ma'am? Why? It's not logical.
Like, why are you trying to bash me for learning from my mistakes and trying not to repeat them?
I don't know who needs to hear this, but it's okay to like your husband. It's okay to not hate all men. It's okay to want to take care of him. It's okay to want to do nice things for him. It's okay to uplift his name in public instead of tearing him down in front of all your girlfriends. It's okay to be obsessed with him. It's okay to want to be around.
Guys, if they try to publicly disrespect you in front of others, that relationship is already over. Leave. That's the worst kind of disrespect. Believe me.
around him 24/7. It's okay to want to treat him with respect. It's okay that your biggest goal in life is to be a stay-at-home wife and mom. It's okay that you want to get married young. It's okay that you don't nag your husband and mother him and you treat him like a wife. Just be prepared to be called anti-women, a pick-me, and misogynistic for having a healthy relationship and loving your husband.
The solution to the so-called male loneliness epidemic is clearly that men need to like women more. And let me explain.
Oh my God, ma'am, such a revelation, such a revelation. So even if women now are 3 or 4s, you should like them more. Even if they're strong, independent boss bee who hate men, you should like them more. Even if now they're not ladies anymore and they're very masculine, you should like them more. Such words of wisdom, ma'am. I haven't heard this much wisdom since Confucius.
I have heard of women either expecting, and not just a babysitter for the kids, of women expecting the man, and I've had guy friends tell me this. Women will text them before the date and be like, this is my Zelle, or you can Apple Pay me, like for the Uber to get to the restaurant, or for the child care for the night. And guys are like, is this a thing now? Like I'm expected to pay for the...
Yes, and you have to like it, like the previous woman said. No matter how entitled women are nowadays, you have to like them.
The transportation or the babysitter.
But my husband made a good point. If he has kids, he has to pay for his own babysitter, you know, and now he's expected to pay for not only his babysitter, her babysitter as well, and her Uber and the date. That's expensive.
Yeah, and it's delusional. But as the previous woman said, we should like them even more.
Every single woman that I know who doesn't do 50-50 was once a woman who did 50-50, but learned her lesson. And
True, ma'am. Every guy that doesn't date 3 or 4s anymore, at one point dated 3 or 4s, and he learned his lesson.
Why is that narcissistic to say I am the table?
All right. So for one, that answer doesn't hit like how they think it hits, saying you are the table because...
So you're just a piece of wood that people put their plates on. Okay.
You're not even saying what type of table you are.
Yeah.
Are you that antique table at Big Mama's house that's been there for 50 years and it's going to last and stand strong?
Right.
Or are you that folding table where we can't even put anything on there?
Right.
You're not durable. You won't last.
Right.
You can't stand the rain, literally. And then it's narcissistic because what does the table do at dinner time? The table just exists and we bring everything to the table. The table has to do nothing. It's surrounded. We pray around the table. We sit everything on the table. We bring all the food to the table. We put all the silverware around the table. That's narcissist. That's a narcissist. You don't got to do nothing. Just exist and everything revolves around you.
They told women that freedom meant working like men, competing with men, and rejecting men. But what if that was the plan all along? Feminism was supposed to empower women, yet now women are more exhausted, overworked, and disconnected from their true nature.
And more depressed and more single than ever before.
They're told to hustle through their menstrual cycles, suppress their femininity, and strive for equality in a system built for men.
I think something we need to start taking into 2025 is listening to the ex-girlfriends when they say a man is shit. Especially if they dated them for like 6 months or over a year.
Okay, ma'am, but what happens when that woman says that all men are shit? Because from her point of view, all the guys that she's dated are shit because she only dates chads. Then what, ma'am? You stop dating?
They know something that you don't. And yeah, like there's like a 20% chance that like they're bitter or jealous or envious, like maybe, but probably not. No, they're warning you.
I think too many people have children not understanding what it entails. I'm not saying I wouldn't do it again, but right now I'm saying I didn't know what it was like. And I didn't know, and I'm mad about it. I'm mad that like my parents didn't tell me. I'm mad that like everyone gleamed over it. And
okay, ma'am, so what? Why didn't you do your own research? You can find everything you want online nowadays. See how they always try to blame somebody else. It's never their fault. It's her parents' fault. No, ma'am. When you want to have a kid, you should know everything that entails. Everything. I told you before, some people don't deserve to be parents. We're going to skip this video because it's very stupid.
Here's some things I've learned about men from talking about dating online for the last 18 months. Number 1, no good-looking man will try and humble you. Every time you see a nasty comment, look at the picture.
Of course, ma'am. You want to know why? Because they will tell you exactly what you want to hear in order to smash. That's why, ma'am.
A troll, a goblin, a swamp dweller. Number 2, no man with a big dick will call you a slut. That is a fact.
Can you see how stupid they are? They don't even understand that those guys that she's talking about are the players that played her. Of course, ma'am, they never told you the truth because they wanted sex. They obtained sex and then they ghosted you.
Number 3, no successful man is online abusing women. You know why? Because they're working. And if they're not working, they're out with women. Number 4, unsurprisingly, the ones who don't know they're there from their you're from their you're, and they're two from their two, are the ones with the most audacity and the most to say.
Here's the different privilege that men have. The men in her country, she's Ukrainian. You know what she's been doing the past 3 years? She's been going on 100 dates with foreigners, American men, while her countrymen are being slaughtered. You want to talk about male privilege, female privilege? She's in the club in Miami. She's in the, oh, you're rolling your fucking eyes. How is this not a bigger fucking evidence of a differential between the privilege that women have versus the oppression that men have?
Because women don't care about men's struggles. They will never be able to see things from our point of view.
Her men in her country are dying. She's in the club in Miami, and you're rolling your eyes about dead Ukrainian men. That's
my God! Don't make it about that. But okay, so the answer to this that would make it feel good is that both are equally suppressed. Correct?
No, they're not though, because there is no such thing as equal. If they're going and dying, and she's in the club in Miami, she got it good.
But why are we just basing off of her? Why are we just basing off of her? There's how many women in the world?
Something, man.
We're going to skip this video because it's very stupid. I can't stand their stupidity. I can't. I get so many messages from you guys. How can you stand watching these videos all day and compiling them and editing them? Usually, guys, it doesn't bother me. But when I hear such entitlement from women in the West, they don't even understand what war is. I've seen the videos from Ukraine. I've seen how people die. I've seen the drone attacks. I've seen everything. They're so entitled and so sheltered. They can't even comprehend it. They can't, but they keep talking. They keep talking. And it's because of Sims. Sims are enabling their behavior. It's because of Sims. It's because of weak men from the West.
I spent about 1.5 years wondering if I should get a divorce. The hardest question you will ever have to ask yourself is, do you want to make it work? Personally, the yearn for freedom was stronger than my yearn to make it work. My ex-husband was such a great man, which is what tortured me with my decision. But all I know is I just felt this yearning to explore myself without him. And I felt like...
They always think the grass is greener on the other side, guys.
Where I was going in my life, he wasn't able to go with me, and this was a journey that I had to walk alone. But that period when I was unsure of what to do or if I should leave was agonizing. I was tortured. I was unwell, or I was sick. I was scared. I was self-destructive. I had one foot in one life and one foot in another life, and I just was like walking back and forth trying to figure it out. Once you make a decision of what you're going to do, you can finally move. But until then, you are just stuck. I ended up cheating at the very end of my marriage because
Of course you did, ma'am. The classic story.
I did not want to disappoint him. I didn't know how to break his heart, and I just butchered the job.
10 years ago, you wrote, conservative women seem to be particularly blissful. About 40% say they're very happy. That makes them slightly happier than conservative men and significantly happier than liberal women.
Yeah.
The unhappiest of all are liberal men. Only about a fifth consider themselves very happy.
Of course, how can you be happy when you have low IQ and low testosterone?
It was true 10 years ago. Liberal women have overtaken liberal men as the unhappiest group. You find that particularly young women, very interesting new data show that white liberal women under 30 have almost a 6 in 10 chance of having been diagnosed with a mental illness.
Wow.
Of course, they're all going to therapists. We've seen it, guys. How many videos have I shown you where women go to therapy?
In America today, it's a really big problem. And there's lots of speculation about what that has to do with politics, what it has to do with race, what it has to do with age, et cetera, et cetera. But what you find is that this is a group that's really, really struggling. And it's a pity because it's not good for them, it's not good for society, and that's what we see. So I don't think that being a political conservative is a panacea for being a happy person, but we see disproportionately these happiness and unhappiness effects in different parts of the population for sure.
When a woman's attraction levels are high, then she will perceive your behavior in a positive, generous, and admiring light.
Of course.
And when her attraction levels are low, she will perceive your behavior in a negative, critical, and disparaging light.
Yeah, guys, this is why I tell you, if she really likes you, it doesn't matter how you start the conversation. I know a lot of women will say online, well, when you message a woman, you should say this and this. No, it doesn't matter. If she likes you enough, I would just say, hi, what's up? And it doesn't matter. They will respond.
Even if, and this is the important part, even if what she perceives is the exact same behavior. The upshot is that if you want to have a peaceful, satisfying relationship with a woman, then as a man, your number one priority must be to maintain her attraction at a very high level. When this starts to decline, the problems start coming in hard and fast. And there is good news and bad news about this. The good news is that maintaining a woman's attraction actually doesn't cost that much. Don't be fooled by people who tell you you need to be a millionaire and have a six-pack. Maintaining attraction mostly requires time and effort. On the other hand, the bad news is that maintaining a woman's attraction is a constantly evolving, never-ending task.
I don't regret anyone I have slept with because I have always felt somewhat connected to them. Like, even if it was a...
So if you slept with 1,000 people... You had a connection to all of them. Okay.
The one night stand, I still enjoyed who that person was.
Well, because that's how women are wired. Sex for women is very emotional.
I mean, depends. If I'm like super drunk, accidents have happened.
You don't even regret those?
Accidents happen. You don't regret the accident happening?
I try not to live my life in regrets.
So you thought people within my age range, their body count's going to be about 50?
It's going to be like that.
People your age, let's say between 18 and 20. What would you say is like, for a girl, what would you say is like the average body count for that age range?
Especially with like college life. I feel like at the beginning of college, most people have around like 6 or 7, I would say.
Really?
Most people that I know.
What if I told you the average girl loses her virginity at 18?
I'm talking about people that I know. Maybe not.
Of course, man, because all the women that you hang out with are 3 or 4s exactly like you.
Like 5 or 6, like, you know.
She belongs to the street.
So my daughter's father calls me the other day and he goes, hey, can you put a stop to the child support court order? It's almost like he expected me to be like, oh yeah, let me go do that for you. Let me go do that right now. I'll take care of it. Don't worry about it. Anything else? Do you need anything else? You want me to wipe your ass too? It took me 7 years.
Ma'am, you do realize that all the negative stuff that you say about him, it reflects badly on you because you chose to be with that guy. You chose to have a kid with him. How do women not realize this? So everything you say bad about your ex just says the same things about you.
To get a child support court order. The biggest reason that he's so upset about it is because he thinks doing a one-time monthly payment versus weekly or bi-weekly payments is insane.
Okay, so he already has been paying child support, but now he has to do it once a month, okay.
He thinks it's super unfair to have to do one payment. And I'm sitting on the phone with this 30-year-old grown-ass fucking child saying, hey, it's the same as making weekly payments like what we were doing before, just...
Yeah, guys, so it's not like he was a bad father and not paying before this.
Put that money aside on a weekly basis and then make the one-time payment. I don't understand how child support is like rocket science for men.
Okay, ma'am, I don't understand. How did you make a kid with a guy that you say is a child? That you say all those bad things about? How? How? This is so stupid. We're going to skip this video.
It is Sunday the 8th of December and I have just got ready to go on a date.
No, I can't stand her accent. We're going to skip this video.
The first time I felt ready to speak to the camera about this.
It's a very big red flag, guys. When you date a woman that feels comfortable talking about everything in her life on camera, on TikTok.
But yeah, me and my boyfriend broke up 5 weeks ago. So it has been 5 weeks of hard work, processing, accepting. We broke up not because of anything bad, no infidelity, nothing.
Okay.
No fight. We live 100 miles apart. We both have our own children. Completely.
Okay, so from the start, ma'am, you should have known not to get in a long-distance relationship because most of them don't work. So, who's at fault here, ma'am? It's your fault. So why are you complaining on the internet? Why are you making this video? I don't get it.
Completely different childcare schedules, busy jobs, other co-parents. Obviously, I'm not going to go into super personal details, but the logistics one.
Okay, and as a grown woman that has a kid, how have you not think this won't work from the start? I swear. Hope you enjoyed this video, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.